Okay, friends, we are going to be doing division today, division that has remainders, and we're going to learn how to represent those remainders in a fractional amount. So let's just review basic division. Let's have a word situation where four families have a big neighborhood yard sale. They make $1,245. How much is each family going to get once they divide it all up, right? So we know how many groups we have, but we don't know how many are in each group, right? And remember, factors tell you that information, either groups or in a group. In division, you're given the total, and one of those pieces of information, maybe I'm given the group, maybe I'm given the number in a group. My job will be to find the other factors information. In this case, we want to know how many is in each group, meaning how much money does each group or family unit get. Dividing, a good way to keep track of your information is to create a table. And I like this because I can still visualize my area model, but I have a place to do my work. I know that I'm going to be using multiples of my divisor. My divisor is 4. So I like to create a section on my paper somewhere where I'm working with multiples of my divisor. So I know I can make more than one group of 4. That's just so small. 2 groups of 4 would be 8. I just like to play around with my multiples of 4 until I find something interesting. 4 times 3 is 12, and that's interesting to me because I see that if this was 10 times greater, it would be 120. If it was 100 times greater, it would be 1,200, which is getting me really close to my dividend. So I'm going to, instead of multiplying 3 groups of 4, I'm going to have 300 groups of 4, and that will give me a total of $1,200. So each family is going to get at least $300. I know I'm going to be getting rid of 1,200. That's going to be divided out among the 4 families. I need a place to keep track of how much I've given each family so far, and that would be 300. That's my partial quotient. It's not the final quotient that the families are going to have, but it's part of it. I have $45 remaining. So 4 times what gets me close to 45? Well, I know that 4 times 11 is 44, so I'm going to go for that. That's just a memory fact. So I know that I'll be using up 44 of the dollars, and that's because I gave everyone 11, and I have $1 remaining. And remember, all this dividend is still $1. If I was to label this, it's $1, just like it was. I just happen to have $1 left. Each family is going to get $311, but I'm going to lift that up there and put my quotient where I would expect to find it, which is right on the top like that. Okay, so we have $311 in each group, right? Each of the 4 families gets that amount, but there is that remainder of $1. So we know that we can either round up when we have a remainder, drop it or ignore it, or share it. Those are the basic actions we take when we have some kind of remainder. But I'm going to show you a way to represent it with a fractional amount. Watch this. So $1 is going to be, I can think of $1 if I really had to divide a dollar bill among 4 people. I would think of those quarters. I would think of 4 quarters making $1, right? And everybody could get one of the 4 parts, one of the quarters. Well, I could represent that by saying each family gets $311 and one of the 4 parts of the remainder. And that would be, they'd really get 25 cents extra, which is 1/4 of the remaining dollar. So in order to represent the remainder as a fraction, all I need to do is have the remainder over the divisor. The remainder over the divisor will automatically give me a fraction that is true. They really did get 1/4 of $1. So every family got $311.25. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do easier numbers. 42 cookies divided by 12 people. Okay, so I got my 42, and whenever I divide, I always write a label. And I write my label before I make my table. Otherwise, I'm going to be squishing in that information. 12 what? People. Believe it or not, those labels are going to be your lifeline when problems get really complex. So get in the habit of labeling any number that's in a word problem. So 42 cookies, I know that 12 times 4 is 48, so I can't give everyone 4 cookies. So I'm pretty sure I can give everyone 3, because 12 times 3 is 36, right? So I have 6 cookies left over. There's still cookies. If I were to label this, my dividend is still the same thing, and that's important to keep perspective on the problem. So everyone is going to get how many cookies? I give everyone 3 cookies. Okay, so we have 3 cookies, and there's 6 left over. Let's just visualize what those 6 cookies might look like. There are the 6 cookies. How am I going to divide them among 12 kids or people? Well, manually, I would probably give everyone a half, right? There's enough for every person to get 3 whole cookies and 1/2 of an additional cookie. But how could I write that? Using the strategy that we just learned. I can take the remainder and put it over the divisor in a fraction. Watch this. So each person can get 6/12 of an additional cookie. And guess what 6/12 is? If I simplify that, it's 1/2. So that will be how we're going to represent our remainders with a fractional amount. Try it out.